What's going on, guys? Welcome back, LEOPAZZO Productions. Thank you very much for tuning in. In today's video, we're going to be having a closer look at the smallest 4K AI powered webcam. This is the Meet 2. Yes, guys, you guys heard me correctly. It's the smallest 4K webcam that can support up to 4K 30 frames per second and also 1080p 60 frames per second. This is going to be a fantastic option for any gamers, live streamers, any meetings that you may have online. I'm telling you guys, this is going to be fantastic because it's only priced at $129, but the best part, the video image quality is phenomenal. I will leave some links down in the description down below on a couple of different options on where you guys can go ahead and buy it. Overall, guys, let's jump right into it because there's a lot of information to cover in this video. I do appreciate you guys watching, so let's go ahead and have a quick look at the webcam itself. The new Meet 2 still retaining the iconic look of the original Meet series. Now the Meet 2 is available in 3 stylish color options. We do have a cloud white, a space gray, and along with an aurora green. The Meet 2 also integrates AI features to enhance your workflow alongside a larger 1/2-inch CMOS sensor that ensures exceptional performance in various lighting conditions. As you guys can see, this webcam is super compact and also lightweight. It only measures approximately 1.75 inches by approximately 1.5 inches. It does have a magnetic mount built into it, so it can support landscape and also the portrait mode. So depending on how you want to use this camera, the Meet 2 definitely has you covered. This webcam is going to deliver exceptional video image quality along with performance for all of your broadcasting, gaming, and meeting needs. With the 4K resolution for crystal clear images, making it ideal for video conferences, live streaming, podcasting, and so much more. So this webcam not only features an advanced 1/2-inch CMOS sensor, but it also has an f1.8 aperture, which is going to be fantastic in low light situations. It doesn't stop there. It also supports HDR technology for various lighting conditions. And check this out, the Meet 2 is equipped with advanced phase detection autofocus technology, which offers swift and accurate focusing by detecting phase changes and adjusting the lens instantly. This making it perfect for sharp and detailed demonstrations during your live streams or meetings. As far as our audio setup with this webcam, it does have 2 built-in omnidirectional microphones, which does also support noise reduction and auto gain control. So regardless of the noisy environments, we're going to have nice clear audio. The Meet 2 also features exclusive AI imaging, which is basically AI auto framing. So no matter if you're going to be in the portrait or the landscape mode, it's always going to ensure that you're going to be perfectly composed, even when there's multiple people in the shot. So when using this webcam in the landscape mode, we do have further options to enable the close-up mode or the upper body mode, along with the group mode. So you can basically tell the camera how you want it to auto track you. You want it to be close up, you want it to be the upper body, or you want to tell the camera that you're going to be in a group meeting with several other people, so it can kind of keep everyone in frame and well composed. The portrait mode is going to be fantastic for live streaming on those popular social media platforms. As far as setting up this camera, getting started and mounting it, it's actually super easy, even for beginners. It does feature those 2 magnets built into the camera to mount the camera in landscape mode or in portrait mode, and it does have the included bracket to mount on top of your monitor, which is nice and adjustable. And we do also have another mounting option at the bottom of the camera, which features a 1/4 20 thread mounting option, so we can easily mount it onto tripods or light stands, etc. And I will mention a nice cool feature that some of you guys are probably really going to like. It is compatible with a Stream Deck, which is going to be providing us a streamlined user experience. As far as the privacy with this webcam, as some of us may be a little bit concerned about, no worries, the Meet 2 has us covered because they do have this magnetic privacy cover over here, which just simply connects over here magnetically on front of the lens. So not only is it giving us our privacy, but it's also actually protecting the lens when we are not using it so it doesn't get scratched. The compact design of the Meet 2 only weighs approximately 72 grams. This webcam also features a 4x digital zoom. It does have auto white balance, but we can adjust it manually as well, and that ranges from all the way from 2000 Kelvin all the way up to 10,000 Kelvin. All right guys, so here we are. I have the Meet 2 webcam connected to my PC right now, and this is what the video image quality from the Meet 2 is looking like. As you guys can see, I'm actually super impressed on how nice the video quality really looks. I am using the manual exposure mode, so before we go ahead and get into more detail, I just wanted to go ahead and share with you guys that right now, currently for this section of the video, I'm actually recording it inside of OBS, and I am also using the Obsbot Center software. So I do want to explain a few things to you guys. So starting off, I'm just going to go ahead and minimize myself over here, a little picture in picture, so you guys can see my screen capture. All right, so first off, I want to go ahead and share with you guys quickly how I actually downloaded and installed the Obsbot Center software. So what I'm going to do is just minimize OBS for now. You guys can see quickly over here, this is the Obsbot Center. Here is all the controls that we have over here onto the right hand side, and here is a video preview image so I can see myself, but we're going to come back to that shortly. I'm just going to show you guys how to actually download it and install it. Super easy. But first off, what you want to do is actually come over here to the internet. You want to come to the Obsbot website, obsbot.com, and I just went over here to the download page, and we have a bunch of products from Obsbot, and we want to search for the Obsbot Meet series, as you guys can see over here to the right hand side. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on it, and over here onto this page we do have a few options. We have the Obsbot Center, formerly known as the Obsbot Webcam. This is the software that we actually want to go ahead and install. So we do have the option for Windows or Mac, but in my case I'm going to be using Windows. So I'm going to go ahead and press download, and then from there you're going to go ahead and simply install it, which is pretty straightforward. Once you have it installed, bang, here we go. This is the Obsbot Center. So just to get you guys a little bit more familiar, I don't want to go into crazy detail and take so much time, but I wanted to get you guys a little bit more familiar, at least how to easily get set up, and also just some of the features and controls that we have available to us. So as you guys can see over here, let's just start off at the very top. You can see the one red box is highlighted, and that is basically telling me that I have the one Meet 2 camera connected, and I can connect up to 4 Obsbot cameras, which is going to be fantastic for your multicam live streaming. And we can just go ahead and simply click on each different camera and adjust those settings and kind of show that during our live stream. So it's really nice that we have nice easy control as far as the multicam setup over here, selecting each camera that we want to display. Next, let's move along over here. We do have some icons, and starting off onto the left hand side, you can see that this camera icon is actually highlighted in red, and that is because I have my preview, this big image of myself over here. I have this preview being displayed. So if I didn't have this, let's just go ahead and close this preview. So if I want to go ahead and enable the preview, you just go ahead and simply click on that, and now you have this nice preview window over here. So over here into the preview page, if you notice towards the bottom, we do have a couple of settings and options to select from. We can go ahead and rotate the image if we want to. We can go ahead and flip the image if we need to. Over here onto the far left hand corner, we can go ahead and adjust our output. So as far as the resolution in frames per second, currently right now I'm using 4K 30, but we can select all of these other options as well. We will come back to this page a little bit more detail soon. Over here to the bottom right hand corner, we do also have a couple of options. So I can go ahead and actually enable recording via the Obsbot Center to my PC. So if I go ahead and select this, it's actually going to start recording right now a video file along with the audio to my PC as a backup, maybe for my live stream. So let's just go ahead and press stop. Okay, next over here, I do have the virtual camera enabled. That's what that little webcam icon is looking like. I can actually go ahead and take a picture right now, a snapshot during my live stream. So let's go ahead and do that. Just did a quick little snapshot. Over here is actually the folder where all my videos are. So if we want to take a look at that snapshot, where is it? Right here. Bang. Yeah. So it's really nice that we can access all of these videos and photos nice, quick, and easy right there with some of these shortcut keys. We do also have control of the microphone over here. We can change the different microphone options. And over here, we do also have the beauty mode, which we will talk about a little bit more shortly. So again, the preview, fantastic. We can adjust the size. We can even make it a full screen if we want to. We can make it any size that we want, just so we can adjust to the real estate on our PC monitor. So I do like to keep my preview window open just so I can see what is going on with the webcam while I'm adjusting all of these settings over here to the right hand side. So next, let's go over here and see what other options that we have available to us. So we just talked about the preview icon over here, which I have enabled. Next over here, we can actually go ahead and put the camera into sleep mode if we want to. So just to give you a quick example, here we have device is sleeping. So now you guys are looking at this logo. So if I wanted to go ahead and resume, take it out of sleep mode, I can just go ahead and press resume, and bang, here we are back again. So again, maybe you want to do a quick little pause or timeout or anything. We can load our own custom image to be displayed, or just a black screen, whatever you like. Next over here, we do have another icon, and this is again allowing us to be able to record to our PC. So I can just go ahead and enable that. If I'm done recording, I can just go ahead and press stop. Next over here, you can see I do have this little webcam icon enabled. It's highlighted in red, and that is the virtual camera. So if I want to be able to use this webcam in OBS for an example, I need to select the virtual camera to be active. So OBS kind of detects that, and I'm using it as a virtual camera. Next over here, we do have the beauty mode. I actually really do like this mode, more specifically this bokeh option over here that I actually have enabled. So if you guys pay attention over here to the background, if I go ahead and disable it, you can see that the background is not as blurry. If I go ahead and enable it, it's nice and blurry, and it's not too much overdone, the blur. And I do have a couple of options over here as far as the blur effect. So by default, we have the native blur effect over here, and we can control the level of that blur right over here by just toggling it up or sliding it over. So as I increase it all the way, let's just move this over to the side over here. As you guys can see, level 8 blur effect, and the native is actually super blurry. It's kind of blurring out my hair a little bit. It might be a little bit too much, so we might need to dial it down. So I'm thinking somewhere around here is looking pretty good on the lower end. We do have an option to install a NVIDIA advanced blur effect over here. So that's exactly what I've done. So for me to go ahead and be able to actually activate the advanced blur effect, I had to go to the NVIDIA website and download that, I guess, driver or program, whatever it is. I think it's more so like a driver that allows me to use this advanced settings. So that's really nice that it actually works with the Obsbot Center. So here we are in the advanced blur effect, and again, same idea. Now if I go ahead and dial it up, look at the control, look at that. The background is super blurred out. It looks nice. My hair is not getting all crazy and choppy and blurry. It's actually super smooth. But I think for the most part, what I like to do is just kind of dial it down to like maybe 1 or 2. In most cases, I just leave it at 1 in the advanced settings. So I really do like this bokeh option over here. So next, let's go over to the next tab, which is the retouch tab. Over here, you can see that I do have it disabled. Let's just go ahead and enable it. So we do have a custom option that we can adjust the tone, the smooth, the clarity, and the slim and the narrow. Right now, I just have everything down to 0, which is basically like nothing. We do have the native option. So pay attention to my face. You can see the difference between custom, that's custom, which is the real deal. This is the native, which is kind of maybe like a little filter, maybe making me a little bit prettier or something. Here we have the classic. Not too much of a difference, but it's kind of adjusting some of the settings over here. Let's go to man. Maybe I look a little bit more manly. You can see that my face looks maybe a little bit chubbier or wider. So yes, we can manipulate all of these settings over here, and we can just kind of have some fun with it. More controls that we have over here. We have the basic, we have the face, we have the body, we have the makeup. So we can really fine tune this as much as we like. So I'm not going to go into crazy detail, but at least you guys are a little bit more familiar with this retouch tab. Let's just go ahead and disable it. Next over here, we have filters. So just kind of look at the color and overall the way the image is looking while I go ahead and go through all these filters. So right now I currently do not have a filter on, but here's an example of nature. Kind of made it a little bit brighter, just kind of comparing it before and after. Here is fresh. I kind of like the fresh look. It kind of look a little bit crispy and vivid. Here is clear. Here is crystal. We got a film look as well. We got sheer, pure, black and white, or soda. We can also adjust the level if we want to, so we can really fine tune it. All right, so we're done with that beauty mode. Next over here, we do have a remote control over here. As far as I understand, is not active, or there's no wireless remote control for the Meet 2 yet, at least at the time I'm making this video, but it's really nice to see that it's an option maybe in the future. Next over here, we do have another tab. So we have the OSC that we can go ahead and enable along with the global hotkeys. So depending if you're going to be using these features over here, you can go ahead and activate them right there. So let's go to the next tab over here. We're going to work our way down. We have console, which I'm currently in right now. We have image, and we have more. So let's start off with console. So for the first thing that you're going to notice over here is the auto framing. Right now I currently have it off. Let's just leave it off for now, just so you guys can see on the controls that I have with the auto framing off. So over here we do have the view and the gimbal. If I click this little arrow, it's going to allow me to adjust the movement, the speed of that movement, either fast or slow or somewhere in the middle. So let's just go ahead over here and maybe move the camera to the left, move the camera to the right. As you can see, nothing is happening because I am not zoomed in. So I can go ahead and zoom in. So let's go ahead and max this out with the 4x zoom. So let's bring it up all the way. Here we are, 4x zoom, super close. As you guys can see, the autofocus is working good. The video image quality is looking pretty reasonable. Again, it's a digital zoom, so it might not give us the best image quality, but for 4x zoom and this kind of low lighting scenario over here, it's actually performing quite well. So now that I'm zoomed in a bit, 2x zoom, now you can notice I can use these little gimbal and view controls over here. So I can kind of go to the left, I can go up. It's basically using all the real estate from that 4K resolution. Next over here, as you guys just saw, those are the controls right there for the camera. We do also have some more controls, like some presets. So right now I'm set to wide, so it's giving us the widest angle right now, but we can go ahead and select medium, and it's going to automatically punch it into like a medium shot, which this also does look good. And we do also have a narrow shot right over here, which is also looking pretty good. So now that you guys are a little bit more familiar with the controls that we have in the console tab, why don't we go ahead and enable the AI auto framing. So let's go ahead and enable that, turn that on. And as you can see over here, we do have some further controls. So right now we're currently in the group mode. We can go ahead and set up to close up, or we can also set it to upper body. So basically we're telling the camera, how do you want me to keep you composed, basically. So let's go ahead and select close up for an example. As you notice, nothing is really happening, and that is because I'm all the way up to the camera and the camera is at its widest angle. But let me go ahead and demonstrate. If I were to be moving around in a presentation or live stream and I'm going to be kind of moving back, look how the camera continues to compose me always in frame into the center. So let me go ahead and take my mic with me. So look at that. Bang, bang. I'm still composed, nice and easy. I'm now about maybe 3-4 feet away from the PC. Let's actually take it back a little bit further. As you guys can see, it's still keeping me well composed. Why don't I go ahead and stretch this out a little bit? Look at that, I'm standing up now. So I think we're done over here in the console tab. Let's quickly go over here to the image. Again, we do have the option to turn on or off the autofocus. And what type of focus do we want? Do we want a global focus, or do we want the face focus? So if I go ahead and turn off autofocus, now I have manual focus. You can see that I'm kind of blurred out a little bit, but I can use the slider over here and adjust myself. So I am in focus. Bang, I'm in focus right now. So that was pretty easy. So if you're going to be staying in one shot or one area, you could definitely use manual focus. But you know what? The AI auto focusing with the phase detect, I'm using that for sure. This thing has been working phenomenal. So let's continue over here. Let's scroll down a little bit. Next, we have over here auto exposure settings. So right now, as you guys see, I have the auto exposure off. So as far as my shutter speed, I have it set to 1/60, which again is double my frame rate. Again, I'm filming at 4K 30 frames per second. So I want my shutter speed to be actually double my frames per second in most cases, at least. As far as the ISO, right now it's currently set to 1000, and this bad boy goes up to, I believe, like 6400, which is crazy. So why don't I bring my ISO, just to kind of demonstrate it quickly, all the way down as low as possible, to kind of see how dark the scene actually is. So here is ISO 100, super dark. I'm gonna definitely need to increase it. So let's increase this. here is back ISO 1000, looking pretty good. Image is not looking grainy. Video image quality still looks fantastic. Why don't we go ahead and bring this up even higher? Let's go up to 2000. So here's 2000 ISO. You can see my face is much brighter over here. Why don't we go ahead to 3000 ISO? As you can see, boom, image is still looking pretty good, not really pixelated and grainy overall. Even at 3000 ISO, it's looking fantastic. So I might look a little bit overexposed if I take it maxed out all the way, but let's just max it out all the way over here. Boom, 6400. As you guys can see, I'm much more brighter now. So let's just reset these settings first over here. So ISO, where did I have it? I had it at 1000. Let's go ahead and turn on the auto exposure. Okay, so bang, here we go, auto exposure. So this is what the camera is basically trying to adjust to make it look like an auto exposure. This is what the camera is deciding. And we do have this compensation adjustment over here. So right now it's at 0, but I can bring it down. And here we go. So I'm telling the camera, yes, I want you to auto expose, but I don't want you to auto expose too bright. I want you to auto expose like this, for an example, with the compensation settings. But for now, just to kind of keep things consistent, let's go ahead and turn off the auto exposure and use the same settings that I was using previously. So next, let's scroll down over here. We do have an option for the anti-flicker, and currently right now it's grayed out. So if I go ahead and enable the auto exposure, you can see now I have these anti-flicker. Just in case if you have any flickering from the lights in the background, you can go ahead and control these settings over here. So again, let's just go ahead and turn auto exposure off. Next over here, we got auto white balance. So right now I do not have the auto white balance set. I have it set manually myself at 4600 Kelvin. Let's go ahead and adjust the auto white balance. I just activated it, and you can see basically the camera is just doing its own thing as far as the auto white balance. All right, let's scroll down over here. So as far as the image, we do have further control as far as the contrast, the saturation, sharpness, and hue, as you guys can see over here towards the bottom. So let's go over here to the next tab, which is the more settings. So over here we do have the auto sleep function. So right now I do have it enabled. As far as the sleep time, I have it set to 2 minutes. We do have a couple options over here, 10 minutes and 30 seconds, etc. The camera is going to recognize that you're not live streaming with it, you're not using it, and it's going to go to an auto sleep, which is going to be helpful for your privacy as well. Next over here, as far as the auto sleep, we can select what kind of image do we want it to show when it goes to sleep. So we have the default black image, we have a default of some other image over here, which I can't really make it out. So let's go ahead and actually activate this image. I haven't really tried it out. I actually just loaded my own image over here. So let's go ahead and select that, and I'm going to put the camera into sleep mode, and there you go, come back soon. So there you go, sleep mode. So that could also work for your live stream as well. What else do we have? Sleep, a background flip. So if I needed to flip that, I can go ahead and do that right over there. As far as the audio, microphone status during sleep. So when it goes to sleep, how do you want the microphone to react? You can either turn it on or turn it off. Noise reduction, which is a nice feature. Currently I have it set to off. Automatic gain control, I also do have it to set to off. Again, right now, for this purpose of this video, right now I'm not using the internal microphone from the Meet 2, but stick with me. I'm going to share with you guys an example of the internal microphones on the Meet 2 in a little bit. All right guys, let's go ahead and take a look at some additional settings that we have over here in the Obsbot Center software. So right over here towards the top, we have the settings little icon. We can go ahead and select that. And over here, we're going to have this other page come up, and we do have quite a bit of options. As we talked about, this output tab, this is where we're going to adjust our resolution and our frames per second, so we can pick any of these options here. We have the mode. So currently right now I'm in the landscape mode, but we can go ahead and select the portrait mode for those social media platforms that require the portrait mode. So what I've actually noticed when switching between the landscape to portrait or portrait to landscape, it doesn't actually come into effect right away, and I thought it was kind of maybe some sort of an issue, but no, what you need to actually do is close the program and then just reopen it, and when it reopens, it's going to go to that orientation of either landscape or the portrait mode, depending on what you selected. Next over here, let's just come to the very top, which is the device management. As you can see over here, we do have these 4 red boxes, which are basically going to show us up to 4 different Obsbot cameras that we can connect to this Obsbot Center and control for the multicam live stream. As you can see, I just have one Meet 2 connected. I can go ahead and rename it. It is connected via UVC, and again, we do have some additional information as far as the firmware version and serial number, etc. Next over here is the audio tab. Again, you can see over here the Meet 2. This is the internal microphone, so I can go ahead and mute that microphone. I can go ahead and adjust the volume microphone gain right over here. I can see with the audio level meters, and I do also have some more controls over here. So basically, do I want that microphone always closed, kind of turned off, or always open, or audio follow video? So in my case, I have it set to audio follow video. Here we have the global hotkeys. We can go ahead and enable it. Here are a bunch of little shortcuts for the global hotkeys. Next over here, we do have the OSC settings, so you can go ahead and configure that all over here as far as the audio as well. And we do also have some general settings over here. So for the most part, guys, I think you guys are now more familiar with the Obsbot Center. A quick little rough breakdown. I say we just briefly go into OBS over here just so I can explain to you guys my setup, because whatever I show you guys in OBS is pretty much going to be the same thing if you want to use other softwares as well, like maybe vMix or Teams. So let's go over here into OBS. All right, perfect. So here we have OBS. As you guys can see, I'm recording. As you can see, I do have some sources over here, inputted over here as far as audio and cameras. I do have my audio over here. So how did I add the Meet 2? So don't forget, when we go to the Obsbot Center, you want to activate this virtual camera. So by you activating this virtual camera is going to allow OBS to recognize the Meet 2 as a webcam. So you can see over here, Meet 2 camera. So if I go ahead and turn it off, there's on. And now we can go ahead, just to give you an example, if I select that, Obsbot virtual camera. So these are the properties for that camera, and that's exactly what I selected. The device I'm using, Obsbot virtual camera, from this drop down menu, and there you go. Here is the Meet 2 microphone right over here selected, so I can go ahead and disable it totally, but in this case I have it enabled. But over here in my audio level meters, Meet 2 mic, you can see that the volume is all the way down. So why don't we go ahead and do a quick little test? So here it is. All right. Mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3. This is what the audio is sounding like with the Meet 2 internal microphone. So it does have two internal microphones, omnidirectional. And again, don't forget, we do also have those settings over here as far as the audio controls. Audio. So microphone sleep, noise reduction. So we have noise reduction set to off. Why don't we go ahead and just briefly turn on noise reduction? And I think this would actually be a good test. If I stay quiet for a quick second, you guys might not be able to hear my furnace air conditioner running in the background. Let me just do a quick little silence test. Okay, perfect. There it is. Maybe you guys heard it or you did not. We are using the internal microphone. So let's go ahead and noise reduction. Let's put it to weak. Quick little silence test. Let's do medium. Quick little silence test. Here's a little example on what it might look like if you're going to be doing like a gaming. You can go ahead and activate your game, start playing your game as like a screen capture type of an idea, and now you're going to be able to get the audio from the game and also be able to talk behind over here in the picture-in-picture. So you can adjust the size, you can position yourself wherever you want to. I want to know what you guys think of the video image quality coming from the Meet 2. I want to know what you guys think of the internal microphone, which I'm currently using right now from the Meet 2. Well guys, it looks like we reached that time of the video to give you my overall thoughts and opinion of the Meet 2. If you guys cannot tell already throughout the course of this video, it's pretty obvious, a no-brainer. I definitely recommend the Obsbot Meet 2. Super impressive video image quality. Guys, only at $129. I'm promising you, you are definitely going to be blown away. Hopefully you guys have learned something throughout the course of this video. I do appreciate you guys watching, obviously 100%. If you guys did enjoy this video, you already know what to do. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Till next time, peace.